Hello and welcome to the show. My name is David Dadakian with Eat Drink Rhode Island, and today with me is an old friend. I don't want to say too old, but we've known each other for a while. John Sgambato. He owns Yacht Club Soda in North Providence, Rhode Island. 105-year-old soda company. John looks really good for his age when he started it. And so, how are you, John?
Right. I'm doing good, David. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. It's a pleasure having you here. It's good to talk to you. Good to see you in these times.
Yeah.
You're bottling away. I see all the behind you, all the boxes.
Yeah, those are the soda pop hole behind us right now.
Very cool.
I'm sitting in my shipping area, pretty much my new home.
Yeah, I mean, how often are you there? I mean, is it 24/7 now, or?
I'm here a lot. I'm really here a lot. We're just trying to get this whole UPS, door-to-door shipping thing down pat. We finally have a good system, and I don't have to be here as much.
Good. That's good. It's good to hear. So are you getting a lot of online orders for local folks too, or national?
A lot of local. It's really been surprising. It's been a lot of local. We are shipping out across the country too, but yeah, some people just don't want to leave their houses right now, so it's working for them.
No, it makes perfect sense. Absolutely. And better than you driving things all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense for home delivery for us. So this is the next best option.
Yeah, no, it's true. Home delivery doesn't work for a lot of folks. We can't do it at Blackbird Farm. It was funny though. I did order some coffee from New Harvest, and Rick actually delivered it himself.
Rick's been delivering, yeah.
Yeah, which was fun. It was great to see him pull up, and we stood 6 feet apart in my driveway and chatted for a while. It was good to catch up with Rick.
Yeah.
But yeah, home delivery is, it's depending on product line and the amount you're selling and everything, it doesn't make a lot of sense for some folks.
Yeah, we're doing some through Farm Fresh Rhode Island. They're doing the mobile market for home delivery now, which has actually been pretty successful.
Yeah.
It's definitely it was a good pivot by them.
It's a great concept by them, and I know it's been a good resource for a lot of people out there to be able to do that.
I think it's helped the customer and the farmer, vendor, artisan, everybody. It's definitely been a good one.
All right. So normally I start these interviews. I want to talk about where you grew up and your family and that sort of thing. But before we do that, I do, since it is, a beverage company, and since so many of your products work great with cocktails, which we'll get to in a bit. I want to make a cocktail. I've got a glass with ice here. It's a tiki glass. It's not really appropriate for this drink, but Janet Stock gave me this glass, so I thought I would use this. Thank you, Jan. And I've got
might as well keep it local.
I've got exactly right. I've got the tonic, which is my favorite tonic here, of course. And then I've got this guy, which this isn't even the bottle that comes in anymore. So I bought a bunch of these. So So this is Sons of Liberty gin, which is one of the best gins I've ever had. Truthfully, I say that not because I know Mike and the folks at the company, but it really is fantastic gin. Though I do want to try the new ornamental gin from Industrious Spirits that just came out this week. I want to check that one out. But the reason I have a bunch of these bottles is I don't mean to go too much of a tangent here, but many folks, yourself included, over the years have used my festival event in April to release new products. And because it's a good time of year to release new products, so people
perfect time of year.
The Backyard Food guys have done new product launches there. You showed off private label bottles one year, which was great. I know you've debuted a flavor. I think did you debut grapefruit there one year?
I think I did grapefruit. I did orange cream.
Orange cream. That's right. I remember that one.
I think we even brought out Rhodey Red at your festival.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, last year. Right.
Usually, so we try to.
So Mike debuted the gin, the Sons of Liberty gin at a festival 5 or 6 years ago, and I loved it so much. He gave me one, and then I bought a bunch. So, and because I know they don't make it that often, so I've been slowly keeping this one. But it's a great gin for a gin and tonic because you really taste the gin flavor. So I'm gonna go with for me. I'm gonna go with. I always use these for my cocktails. I know it's a little nuts, but that's what I do. I'm going to go with 3 ounces of gin. Good, healthy gin and tonic.
Yeah, that's a heavy one.
Yeah, I know, and then 5 ounces of tonic. That's how I like it. And you can vary. You can go 6 ounces or 2 ounces of gin and 5 ounces. Whatever makes you happy. But that's my ratio that I like.
My normal ratio is 2 to 4.
2 to 4. Yeah, all right, that's a good one. And then a nice squeeze of lime here. A little lime on my computer, but that's all right.
Adding some flavor.
And so, cheers, John. Thank you for. Thank you for. I'm going to use the lime to stir a little here. Thank you for your beverages. And so, so start us off here. Tell me, tell the folks out there, where'd you grow up? Your family, because your dad bought this business, so obviously it's a family business.
Yeah.
And I love seeing your brother when I come over there. But I know your whole family. But go ahead, talk for a bit.
Yeah, no, I was born and raised right here in North Providence. Grew up a mile from the factory. We went to school through Ritchie School to North Providence High. We stayed here the whole time, really. I live a mile away in Johnston now, so it's not like we didn't go very far from our roots. Just we like it here.
Oh, it's a great spot, of course. And so, when did your dad buy the company?
He bought it in 1960 with my grandfather. My grandfather worked here from 1935 on.
That's right.
He managed the company. He was a salesman. Then he managed it, and then he bought it. So the original owners were the Sharps. They were from England. Came over here and set up shop. It's like my family's been here for a very, very long time.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. 75. Wait. Am I doing that? No, 85 years since your grandfather started there. Wow.
Yeah. I never really put the math to it.
So he started. It was a 20-year business when he started there. That's not a young business, but certainly not.
It was well established then.
Right.
You have to think it's been that long. Our family's actually owned it longer than the original.
Right. Wow, that's fantastic. That's amazing to think about. And I know I love, for folks who haven't been in there, you built like a great, I was about to call it a tasting room.
Well, that's kind of what we modeled it after.
Right, exactly. I know you did. You modeled it after breweries and all that.
Yeah.
But the wall, the back wall with all the old wooden boxes and everything is really something to see. It's really beautiful, and on the countertop with all the bottle tops and everything, it's really a cool space. So I urge people to get in there and check it out. Even if you get your yacht club somewhere else at a store or a farmer's market or something, you should check it out sometime because it is cool.
I would be in there now, but we're still open, so I like to show it off. But
no, it's okay. Right, keep it open for the public to get in there and buy. So, when did you start? When did you start there?
When did I start here?
You were born, basically?
Yeah, pretty much born here. I think they have pictures of me in here when I was like 2 years old. So, I grew up in here. We came here after school almost every day if we didn't have something else going on. We wanted to be here. The whole family worked here at some point. But I really started working. Started working full time when I was 18. And after I had to go get another job first when I was in high school to see what the other end looked like. But after that, I wanted to be here. And 18 years old, been here ever since.
That's fantastic. Jeez.
Going on 19 years.
You'll approach your grandfather's and your father's numbers eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's going to happen quick, I think. It's time's flying.
And you have two little ones, and they
Yeah.
certainly have been around there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My kids run around here whenever they have a chance. Hasn't been too often as of late because of all the stuff going on, but yeah, they always ask to come. They want to be here, run around. They think it's a big playground.
Yeah, it's a factory. It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched the bottling. It is neat. Those machines are very, how everything moves and flows and everything. It's really neat.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's loud in there when we bottle, so they get to see it from afar, but yeah, they're definitely interested in it, and I hopefully my niece is going to be starting here this summer. She'll be the first new blood in a while, so
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
try to keep the family in the business.
Yeah. So what do you think she's going to do? Sales, essentially?
Well, we're gonna set her up at the store and for shipping. So hopefully she can start with the online orders and things like that.
Fantastic.
Pretty a simple way to get started.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different aspects of the business. That's a fascinating thing. Yeah, I know when I've come in there and I hear the bottling line running. I know, you've got the earpieces on and everything to, help because it does. You're right. It gets loud.
Well, both my grandfather and my father went deaf. It wasn't because of that though, according to them. But
no, of course not. Yeah. No.
But yeah, I caught that hint at a young age and decided to wear some ear protection.
Yeah. Yeah. Does Michael wear them too? I've tried to remember if I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Either the plugs or the over the head.
Yeah. And so, how long's your brother been helping out?
Oh, since the same.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what I figured.
Same thing. We're lifers.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And did your sisters go through and try and just decide?
Oh, yeah. No, they all worked here at some point, either summers or after school or whatever. It just wasn't for them full time, and
sure.
They found their own thing.
Sure.
They're still here all the time. It's not like
right, no, of course,
forever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a very much a family place. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about it. And so when did you officially take it on? And
I think it was about 25 when my dad kind of switched over everything.
But never retired.
Never. Nope, never missed a day.
No.
Yeah. He's missed.
Right. He was a great. He was a joy. He really was. He obviously could sell the line like no one else. Maybe your grandfather could, as well. But
grandfather was actually the salesman.
Right. So, but I mean, just telling the story and all of that. Your father was wonderful to see him do those things and talk about it, and the joy that he had with the business.
Yeah. He lived it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was going to say. So did he start like as a child as well?
Yeah, actually, he worked for the original owners before.
Oh, okay.
Before they bought it. Yeah. They taught him quite a bit about the business before my grandfather even asked about buying it. They just they trained him from the ground up. So I mean, he learned everything from the original, just like my grandpa. Then they taught us.
So the building's obviously, been there forever.
Yeah.
Is there any equipment left? Any original equipment?
Original?
Yeah. I know you rebuild a lot.
We rebuilt a lot. We have very antique equipment. We did save 2 original carbonators that we have in our cellar. Just because we did.
Yeah. No, why not? Yeah.
We could never use them again. They wouldn't keep up with anything, but they're cool. They're like a piston pump carbonator. It's this craziest thing.
Wow.
But those are probably the only old relics of equipment that we have left. we had to we cut up our washing machine because it was the only way to get it out.
That was a project. I remember
Yeah,
talking with you about that. Yeah.
yeah. So that was an interesting time. But it lived its life, so we needed to get it out of that place, and couldn't take it out whole. It just was too big.
That's amazing.
I don't know how they got it in, honestly.
That's a good point, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really don't. 25 feet long, 6 feet wide in a very narrow opening. It was definitely interesting. That came in right after World War II.
Wow.
But yeah, right now the filler we're running is late 40s, labeler 50s, and everything else has pretty much been rebuilt.
Yeah.
We'll be switching over to another filler as soon as I have time. So that'll increase capacity by about 3 or 4 times. We'll be able to keep up with demand instead of chasing, which would be nice.
Well, I think that's a very good point. I think some people forget, they don't think about what small business is. You do everything, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's the name of the game. You do everything.
Just
Your brother as well. Does a lot of things. Obviously, you have like you said, family to help, but you have to know how everything works.
Yeah. If you're not a mechanic in this business, then you're at the mercy of others, and that's a really hard place to be as a small business. So luckily my dad knew how to fix everything, and I watched him. I luckily picked it up just from watching and asking questions, and I mean, I can make or fix pretty much any piece of our equipment, or if I can't, there's a couple of older machinists out there that have been able to make parts for me. But that's a dying breed too. That's another whole industry that's gone by the wayside.
That's a very good point. Yeah, machining is definitely. I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's not financially feasible, but you don't want to have to buy new equipment, obviously, because it's not financially feasible. But geez,
No.
I mean,
like a new line for me to keep up, or what I'd want to do, would cost me somewhere in the range of $300,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So if I can pick up used equipment and upgrade that way, for pennies on the dollar, as long as I know how to fix it, or can fix it, or get it running the way it should run, that's the way to go. You really can't afford new stuff. No. Not in this business.
Is there so yeah, let's talk about the business for a second. So how many artisanal soda companies are there in the United States?
Oh, in the United States, there's quite a few. There's actually more and more popping up. It's kind of having a renaissance, like craft beer did.
I was going to say, like beer and distilling, things like that.
Yeah. I was actually just online looking at that, like soda pop shops and things like that. And there's one big company in California called Orca. They produce a lot of the nostalgic brands that people remember. So they bought up a lot of the industry. It's kind of like a one-stop shop.
They buy the intellectual property, like the recipes, like Narragansett Beer did.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a big one. There's still quite a bit of independence, though. We have a little organization in New England that's actually we have a handful in New England. And we also have we've reached out. We have some in New York and Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania, Delaware. They all part of our organization now. It's a good way to, like, we don't consider ourselves competing with each other.
Right.
We kind of look out for each other.
Yeah.
In a way. So somebody needs equipment. A lot of us run the same equipment, same machinery, same era. Or how to do something, how to fix something. Do you have a gearbox for this? I need a tank. It's a good way to get the stuff you need and get rid of stuff that you don't need.
Right.
And figure out where people are buying, new suppliers, things like that. because a lot of our old contacts are no longer. So it's always
Sure.
it's always a new adventure trying to find things that you always could find.
Good point. So yeah, well, I'm wondering. So is there much innovation, like new product, technology wise, in the lines, or is it still kind of not that obviously technology gets updated and things of that nature, machinery gets newer, but has much changed overall?
If you looked at a machine from the 60s, I'd say about the early 60s to mid 60s era to now, the only difference is computers.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
They're the same. You're almost better.
Process, the moving the bottles and all
Yeah,
that.
I mean the
Yeah.
valve systems, the valve setups, the way that they use the counter pressure, carbonation, all that equipment. The only thing that has changed is computer operation, automation. Yeah, that's really it. Honestly, you're almost better off finding a lightly used older machine, so you don't have to deal with all of that
Right.
headache that computers can bring.
No, it's a valid point. I've been doing photography for 30 years now. Wow. And the other day it was a firmware update on my camera, and it just wouldn't take. And like for an hour, I was like, and it's like. Used to be, I had a camera with the actual shutter and and all that mechanics, and it just worked. And now it's like, oh yeah, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, now you need an IT guy to come in and fix your machines. That's not fun.
Right.
That's definitely not my realm.
No, I mean that's a whole other level to learn. Jeez. Well, your niece can do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe your son will do that one day.
Yeah.
It'll all be computerized for him.
We'll see someday. Yeah. That'll be the machines the used machines he buys will be all the new ones.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I certainly hope, if not one of your two, then one of Lisa's kids want to stick with it, because it's 105 years is amazing. I mean, I love telling that to people.
Yeah, it's sometimes it just doesn't make sense how something could last that long, especially through all the ups and downs that like society has gone through, like the economy and things. Like we've always found a way to either scrape through or thrive. One way or another, we found a way.
I mean, that's a very good point. I mean, Yacht Club has seen depressions, recessions, world wars. I mean, that's pretty astonishing when you think about that. When you think about that whole timeline. And now this.
Yeah, this has been
a pandemic. Which I guess, in theory, if you look at history, 1918 was the Spanish flu. So you've been through two pandemics, but this one's pretty unique.
Yeah. I mean, this one is crazy. The only time that I know that we stopped production at the facility was World War II. And it was only because they rationed sugar.
I was going to ask, does that would have to do with product? Okay.
So they would only produce when the sugar would come in. They'd make up what they had. They'd call their vendors, and people would come up and pick it up. And when they ran out, they just had to wait for the sugar to come. And it was it's the only time that I know of that happened in 105 years.
Wow.
And we've somehow maintained being open through this. So. Knock on something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, all right. So, how many flavors are you up to now?
Oh, too many.
Yeah, I always say 30-ish.
Yeah.
I'm saying
we did it. We got what 21 regular soda. We got the 3 for the soda pop poll, so that's 24. We have 4 diet and 7 seltzer. So what is that?
28, 35.
35 right now. So 3 are temporary.
Yeah, right.
32.
I mean, it's a good point. The seltzers. I mean, I think obviously in the last few years, definitely seltzers have become more of a topic. And your seltzers are great. I mean, the flavors are fantastic. I was on a Zoom meeting earlier today and was drinking the raspberry seltzer. Always try to show the folks on the Zoom something local. But have you found, sales wise, is there something more popular right now, less popular? How does it?
The last few weeks, seltzers have picked up quite a bit. I think everyone's getting their quarantine body and realizing what's going on. So we've noticed an increase in the seltzers. And Grapefruit has finally found a good foothold with the seltzers. People are trying it, and it's starting to take off. So that was interesting because it was a slow start with that one, but it's really taken off.
And that's another good. The grapefruit soda, but also the grapefruit seltzer. They're both good mixers. I mean,
yeah,
it's nice to see. I have Matt Simmons on this week, and Matt loves using the sodas and the seltzers in cocktails. I mean, it's fun that they lend themselves to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As a mixer, we're almost known as a mixer now.
Yeah. I mean, certainly some of them, ginger beer and things of that nature, are definitely like.
The ginger beer got us into so many accounts.
Right.
I'm so glad that I waited as long as I did to get that one right. It took me a year to finalize that recipe.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. You're certainly not. I mean, I think some people, they'll think about what goes into making a soda. Like, you're not just taking a syrup off the shelf by any means. These are
everything. The syrup's made in house. Everything's made in house. Right. So yeah, I'm getting the raw ingredients and blending. It's sometimes as little as a quarter of an ounce in like a 100-gallon batch can make a big difference in flavor. It's really a precise. It's like baking a cake. I like to say. If you mess up the ingredients, it doesn't come out right. A little bit more here, a little bit less there, and all of a sudden it's not the same.
Right.
So consistency is key, both from on my end and my supplier's end. So you have to have reliable suppliers of the ingredients. So we use one of our favorite flavor houses is a fifth generation family business, and I call and talk to the owner. And by no means does he have to talk to me. They're plenty big enough and doing well. But he likes to talk to the small business owners, and he does they do a great job with consistency. Consistency is everything, because like my grapefruit, everyone uses the grapefruit for a mixer. If I got different raw ingredients every time, there's no way I could do what I do.
Right.
It just wouldn't come out. Consistency is everything in my business. If you start changing things, or my father always said, don't cheapen anything. If you can make it better, you do.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to cheapen a flavor. You just the customer comes to you because it's better, not because it's inexpensive.
Right. Exactly. No, it's very true. I mean, you say consistency in your business, but I think in the local food realm in general, there are some things that we kind of want, expect every year to be a little different. There's some variety, but for the most part, like an oyster from a certain oyster farm has to always taste like that oyster farm's place.
Yeah.
The beef and pork at Blackbird has to always kind of be the same quality level. And there's certain vegetables, the asparagus at this time of year has to be, specific, because, it can't, there's so much use of it throughout the whole system. Restaurants, home cooks, consumers, it can't be different.
Yeah, exactly. Like bartenders, same thing. They're using my product. They know how much they have to use. If I start changing it or playing around with it for no good reason.
Well, I mean, I just did it. If that tonic was a little different, then my 5 ounces would throw this drink off.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's everything. Like our lime seltzer is probably one of the most popular mixers that people don't think about. because it's a good topper for almost every cocktail because you don't spritz of lime.
Sure.
And, yeah, it's kind of one of those weird ones that no one really thinks about, but it's almost in every bar.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a perfect little to add that flavor with the little carbonation without having to use a fruit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't want that in a drink. So yeah, let's talk about drinks here. Let me. What do I got here? I've got the seasonal flavor sitting here.
Which one?
This was popular.
Yeah, that
was very popular.
Yeah, it was.
This was last October. This is the Mercy Brown with the blood orange and the mango, the vampire's blood. I mean, talk about it. Use it.
Oh God, I had a lot of fun with that one. I made an incredible sangria.
Oh, excellent idea.
That was my favorite. As for the mixers for that was actually just the sangria. For some reason, it popped. It popped big time. It went really good with vodka too. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun with that one. That one was one that I've been wanting to do, that flavor, and I just didn't know when and where I wanted to release it. I didn't think it was going to be one that would be a mainstay. So as a limited release, it did spectacular. Hopefully we'll bring it back this
No, that's what I was going to ask. So when you do something that's seasonal like that, the one this summer is different because you're tying it into the poll. But when you do something seasonal like that, do you want to bring it back the next season? Like, do you want that back next October, or is it kind of like?
No, we were thinking we would come up with some other ideas and start rotating them through the years. So maybe a couple of years from now, we'll bring back that berry melon again, and people will be like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this," and just because when it's new and fresh and not available all the time, people are like they don't get sick of it,
right?
And it's something fun and it's just So this year with the soda pop poll and all this other stuff going on, revenues probably won't be where they normally are to create a bunch of new seasonals and things like that. So this year we might bring back the Mercy Brown for Halloween, depending on how our summer goes.
Yeah.
But we invested a decent amount in the soda pop poll to get that off the ground. So, and we used the berry melon as our third party candidate.
Yeah, I want to show some pics from that. But I just, before we get off the Mercy Brown, I want to say, when you told me you were working on a seasonal release for the fall, and I think your first text you sent me was like, I talked to Sean about using Mercy Brown or something. And my first thought was, is he making a pumpkin soda, like a pumpkin spice?
No, I couldn't do it. Actually,
no, good. I was so glad you did it. I was just like, not that, I mean, look, people like pumpkin spice. I'm not going to pick up the pumpkin spice people. But I was just like, we don't need another pumpkin spice.
I still remember the conversation with Sean. I was sitting in in the bar with him. And I was like, so I want to use Mercy Brown for my summer season. He's like, I don't own Mercy Brown. I was like, yeah, but I was like, I wanted to ask because you have something out. He's like, do me one favor, just don't do pumpkin.
Yeah, he does the Bushido.
Yeah.
Kind of a pumpkin.
It's not really.
It's not really pumpkin spice at all. No. It's
It's no Blue Moon. Yeah, no, it's
no, please, no, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I like his I like the Bushido.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree. So yeah, I've got some pictures here I want to show. Let me pull these up here. All right. So this is from last October. This is a great event that Andy and I talked about the other day too. The Chef's Collaborative, and actually you could kind of see Sean in the back there.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I didn't realize that when I took this picture. But there's Sean.
Great.
So this is a gorgeous bar that you built.
Yep.
For the farmers markets, because how many farmers markets do you do now?
Right now we're only doing the Hope Street Farmers Market. And we do other events throughout the year during the summer. We've just we've realized that it's too hard to spread yourself thin. So we try to do what we do well, and we found a really nice home at the Hope Street Farmers Market, which is actually opening this Saturday in Liberty Park.
That's right.
After a lot of hard work by the board to get that going. So whatever outdoor events we have, festivals, and things that probably aren't going to happen this year in Rhode Island, we'd bring that table. Yeah, we're not bringing it with us to Hope Street right now because we're going to do a double table setup for social distancing and contactless payment. Try to do as much as we can.
Good point.
Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful setup.
Oh yeah, we took a lot of pride in that one. we make everything here. It's on site, in house. We have a lot of fun with it.
Right. Oh yeah. No, you built that. Yeah. No, that wasn't something you bought or had done. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That was hand painted by Iranian Signs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's been our sign maker since I was born, maybe. Actually, he talked, before I was born, because he had stories about my mom telling him that she was pregnant. Yeah, he's a old friend, good friend, and he's really good at what he does.
Yeah. No, I mean the logo looks beautiful. Yeah. So the official Rhode Island soda, I love that. That to me is it's perfect. I think that's a great way to market it, and I'm always happy when I see those bottle caps.
Yeah, that was the official Rhode Island soda was passed by the House. I think 2004, I believe. But yeah, that was a cool thing.
Very cool.
Definitely a cool thing. We created the bottle cap to go with them.
Yep. And so here we go. This is this year's Soda Pop poll.
Yep.
For those that don't know, it's two different flavors that you come up with for the two candidates running for president. And people get to essentially vote by which one they like the best taste.
Yep. Yeah. So every bottle purchase is a vote for that candidate for Soda Pop president.
Soda Pop president, right? Exactly. I love it. Yeah. So, and these labels they're a hoot, but B, they're done by a local artist who we all, I think.
Everyone knows him.
Yeah, everyone knows him. I think everyone
don't realize it.
Right, exactly. I think every Rhode Islander probably either has a small one or has seen a card or postcard or something, or has been at one of these restaurants that has one of his pieces. Frankie is the guy who does. I mean, how do you describe what he does? He does the great local Rhode Island.
Yeah, I mean, from
collages,
sports to like business establishments to even like he just did a great whole like poster for Westerly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. For the last year, I believe it was for their anniversary.
Very cool.
But yeah, I mean, he's a Rhode Island treasure that people just don't even realize how many things they probably have in their house made by him.
Right, I agree. No, absolutely true. And so you kind of say, hey, look, I've got these two flavors. I was thinking this, and he just goes off and makes these things.
Basically, what I do is I have a good layout in my head. I'm very good visually. I can use AI and all that stuff with the. So I actually did all the graphics work on these labels this time. I finally graduated.
Oh, great.
So I come up with a layout or a plan, and I will rudimentarily like sketch what I'm thinking, and I send some pictures to Frankie, and he comes back with actual artwork.
Right.
And we kind of go from there. So like Joe and Donald, left and right, obviously. So we had them facing each other. So when the bottles are together, they're clashing.
Yep.
They're, you know how Joe's always got his fist up, so we thought about that, and Donald's always pointing at people.
Yep, right.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it. We really did. We scrolled through so many pictures of them, just to find the right like expressions, and like Joe's all teeth. He's all teeth.
Oh, always.
We're like,
yeah.
oh, we have to get his teeth out there. They have to be big, and yeah, no, he did an amazing job on these. He really did.
Yeah, no, absolutely true. So, and then this is last year's seasonal flavor, but it's part of the Soda Pop poll this year because it's a third party candidate.
Yeah, we figured why not the rebellion? Join the rebellion, be the third party. It seemed like the perfect fit for the third party candidate.
This is also Frankie's art.
Yes. Yep. So it's from Gatsby Day.
Right.
We were the first colony to really revolt against the English, and this was our tea party, more or less, before there was a tea party.
Right.
But again, lost in Rhode Island history. Most people don't know this. It's kind of funny how many people we educated about.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Gatsby Point and Gatsby Days that had no idea. Like, oh, that's cool. Why is the ship burning?
No, very good point. Yeah, it's true. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And then so I wanted to show folks. You send me these labels, and when you put them on a bottle and you take a picture of the bottle, you see some of it. But this is really, look at that. That is really a beautiful piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's all the technical information on the side there that you have to use legally, but the artwork is really, it's a beautiful piece. I've got that one, and then here's the Biden one.
Yeah, Frankie was really proud of the Biden one. He's like, this one's like a real piece of art. He said he's.
Yeah, does he give you? Did you get like the original art, or does he keep the original art?
Sometimes when I ask for it, I usually do. These I'm gonna see if I can get. Yeah,
these are fantastic.
I'm really a big fan of these. They're perfect. I'm gonna have some high res of the whole graphic label done and have him sign some for me.
Yeah,
give them away as like a little like a fun raffle.
I think that's a great idea. These are really, really beautiful. Yeah. And there's the Barry Mellon Rebellion one. It just looks like such a great piece of art.
Yeah, like even for my regular line of soda, we use local artists.
Right.
So like Mike Bryce has been doing all of my updates or remakes on my soda labels, and he's a very well known artist who he paints incredible scenes of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So every background to our label is a different point in Rhode Island, where a lot of people they don't notice it at first, and then they start looking.
No, right, exactly, and then they start looking at all the bottles, and people do. Yeah, they check that out. No, it's very true. I think. Let me get back here. I was going to show the tonic is, it's what is that Newport
Harbor.
Newport Harbor, yeah, exactly, and it's just a great. It's a great piece of art.
Yeah, one of my favorites is his water fire.
Oh yeah, right. You got the on the sparkling water, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
The picture of the water fires, and there was like, oh, sparkling water fires. I need that one.
Yeah. No, that's really great.
He had it out at his display in the summer at one of the markets, and I was like, I need that. He's like, all right.
And I have here from 4 years ago, the Donald's Popular Punch. So I have random bottles of Yacht Club on the shelves of my bookshelves here. Things that we've worked on over the years. And that was Donald's Punch from 2016, and Hillary's Liberal Limeade from 2016. So it's great. I know the Punch. Well, it's not called Punch. It's Big League Punch. Yeah, it is Big League Punch this year. It's a different formulation. So it is a new flavor, and obviously the Biden one is new. In my house, we've tried both.
Yep.
and we definitely like the blue lemonade. I think that was the hit. And
Yeah, that took a while to get. I was going for a specific taste. I wanted to have a nostalgic taste, like a summertime nostalgic taste. And so I was trying to nail the rocket pop.
Okay, I can see that now. I didn't think about that when I had it, but yeah, that definitely has that right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just hits you in a way that you're like, it reminds you of something, but you don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going for. And it took a while to get it because it was like you like the blue to white transition. That's what I was kind of going for with the popsicle. And the lemon just didn't want to come through, and then I finally nailed it on like the 5th try. I think it was not too bad.
No, that's not. Yeah, I was
The punch was pretty easy this time. It's a lighter mix, slightly fruity.
Yep.
It'd be a good rum mixer, I believe.
I can see that. What would you mix the Biden one with?
White Dog Distilling is actually doing it with their limoncello.
Oh, right.
Actually doing both of them with the limoncello.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think a vodka would go good with the blue. Just a natural fit for it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, we're I'm gonna start playing this weekend with cocktail recipes, so I'll let you know.
Yes, please do. We'll get that out there. We'll let people know. I know a lot of local media that I talk with always enjoy getting some yacht club in and having some fun with it. We've got a lot of good folks around that like the products and use them in cocktail competitions, things of that nature. So it's fun. Like you said, it's become kind of known to be mixing with things.
Yeah.
But that aside, summertime, kids, families, it's just a great drink.
I mean, it's the perfect drink for a family cookout.
Right.
Yeah. It just everyone. When you go to a cookout and they have it there, people are like, "Oh my God, I remember having this," and everyone just starts talking about it, and it's just and how many people come in and say that afterwards? It's like, "Oh, I got to get this every time." Like it's just it's a Rhode Island tradition.
And you have some flavors that are not your typical soda flavors. I mean, that's like kind of the beauty of being able to do craft sodas. You have strawberry sodas and things that people don't normally find sometimes.
Well, if I can't have fun, then it's not worth being here, So yeah, I'm always playing with different flavors and different ideas. I might not come out with them. I might not, but I'm always tinkering, doing something. That's kind of that's the most fun that I have is creating.
Sure.
So that's what I love to do. I'd be up there all day long if I could.
Well, I mean, there's got to be some fun in the business. I mean, it's not, small business is not an easy thing to do. So there's got to be some fun to it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of my favorites, and it's I don't know if any, it's not an atypical flavor. Everyone knows the flavor and they love it, but it's not. You don't find it that often. Is the cream? I mean, it's a great cream soda.
Yeah, that's actually it's our number 3 seller. Actually, no, it's our number 2 seller last year.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So what's the most popular? What's number 1?
Root beer.
Root beer. Yeah.
Yep. Root beer. Plain old root beer. Can't keep that stuff in stock. Root beer, cream soda, sparkling water. Those are our top 3.
That's great.
Those 3 are going to restaurants and bars all the time. That's like it's a mainstay.
So you sell obviously direct out of the factory store there in Centerdale, the Hope Street Farmers Market, like you mentioned, and then you have a distributor in state. And so, how many? A lot of stores.
Yeah, we're in a lot of we've really found a really good spot, a nice foothold in restaurants and bars, and so or sandwich shops, cafes, that kind of thing. So we have a good relationship with McLaughlin and Moran, who's one of the largest beer distributor in the state.
Right.
And so they can service a lot of our restaurant accounts and, bring us into a lot of new ones. And we just recently hooked up with H&H Distributing, which is a smaller distributor out of Connecticut. So he's going to start pushing our product around. He started late in the winter to get his feet wet, and then all this stuff hit. So he'll be going around, and he can do a lot of the sandwich shops, cafes, things like that. That'll help lighten the load for us, and be here for more production end of it. That's where we like to be, is to be here producing.
But, I mean, it's great to have it in the small shops that are locally owned. Like our friend Eric, who owns Ocean State Sandwich Company.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a great fit for what he does. I love Eric. Eric's a hoot. We have a lot of fun. But it's a great fit for a small, locally sourced and caring about local sandwich shop.
Yeah, I mean, like Sandwich Hut.
Sandwich Hut. Great example.
Peter goes through more soda than you can even imagine.
Yeah,
for a little shop like that. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, no, really it's fantastic to see.
And then you got the bigger customers like Iggy's Doughboys and places like that who we've been a part of since before it was Iggy's, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we've always found like we've had good relationships with a lot of these older companies who have grown, and some of these newer companies that are starting up, they're looking for a quality product. So it's been good. This whole thing has knocked our wholesale back about 75% or so.
Right. Yeah.
Which is not so good, but I do think we'll come back strong eventually.
Eventually, I think it's going to be a long, slow process, but I think it does. And I think for whatever reason, it's been. I was going to ask if it's been good in your realm. I know for the farms that I work with, it's been really good. I mean, it's sad to say. I mean, you don't want to say it's been really good.
I have a lot of friends that are farmers, being a part of the Hope Street farm market. I'm the president of the association this year, so I do have a lot of close friends that are farmers, and they're doing very well, which is really nice to see. I'm glad somebody's doing something in this, and I mean, at least people are starting to realize that they have local places to buy from.
Exactly.
I think in the long run, it's going to be better for everyone.
I hope, what I've said to, a couple dozen farmers at this point that we've had this conversation about, I just hope that people stay with the farms when
you're going to lose some.
I know we are.
I think if you could name 50% of these new customers, you're doing something.
I mean, the basic thing to me is, if you can make it work for yourself financially, which honestly, let's be honest, it's not that much more expensive to buy local. You maybe here and there a little bit, some sacrifice, but not much by any means. And the quality is so much better. Yeah. So hopefully people recognize that quality and they realize that it's not impacting them financially as much as they thought they might, and they stick with it. Because that really, to me, is I hope we have to, if there's any good to come out of this, hopefully that good is what we get.
Yeah. I've also noticed that bakeries have been doing very well during this. One of our, they've become some of our best customers over the last few weeks. Is our bakery stops that might not have gone through a lot of stuff before, but they're busy. They're just,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's definitely an uptick in bakeries.
I think what people hopefully have come to a realization over the last 6 weeks in doing their own, because we've all seen this crazy bread baking phenomenon that's happened, and flours out everywhere and everything. I hopefully people recognize what goes into making a loaf of bread. Everyone should recognize just how much work 7 Stars is doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We should all recognize that they've got a team of people back there doing this extraordinarily tedious, and let's be honest, a little tedious work to make bread for you that's really good. And hopefully they also, again, we come out of this the other side, people recognize that yeah, a loaf of bread should cost like $7, $8, and you don't have to. Again, you adjust. You realize the quality is so much better.
Yeah.
Um,
A
I
couple
mean,
of
yeah, I could. I'm a what I would say relatively accomplished cook, and I can bake a heck of a good loaf of bread. But like, man, at some point, it's like
yeah, yeah.
my time
Leave
is.
it, leave it to the
I got
professionals.
other things to do.
Yeah. We have a lot of good, like very close local bakeries, which is it's really nice. So yeah, I usually head up to Palmieri's right down the street and grab what I need from them.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate here. I think between the Italian bakeries and Portuguese bakeries, we got so many
Yeah.
great resources. Yeah, and people wanting to make really good product. So yeah, it's been, I mean, interesting times. That's what we're in.
Very, very.
Interesting
I
times.
have been making more pizza at home.
Oh yeah, me too. And I've got the two harshest critics.
I always love making pizza, so I'm just doing more of it.
Yeah. But do your kids tell you it's not what they want?
Oh no, they love my pizza.
Oh, good.
I'm
Okay.
pretty
All
lucky
right.
about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, not every time, but the last time I ate it, everything was great and they loved it. The time before that, this sauce isn't what I want, Daddy. And I was like,
Oh, see, the last time I made an all day bolognese sauce,
oh, that's nice.
and then I made the pizza the next day with that. They couldn't get enough of it. Yeah, that was the way to go. See, you got to please them.
Oh, I know. Believe me, they're the harshest critics. I
Yes.
get it.
Yes.
No, it's very
You
true.
have all girls in your house, so you're outnumbered big time.
Oh, don't I know it, John? Don't I know it? All right. So, is there anything else you want to add before I jump into my ending of the interview questionnaire?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered everything. Just support local. Think about what you're buying before you go out and grab some mass-produced item that somebody might be making here at a much better quality.
Much better quality.
It just
Hugely better.
and every dollar you spend here stays here.
Yeah, it supports someone that that's the beauty of Rhode Island. Again, obviously you don't know everyone, but a lot of people know you, and I get that often. I'll go in somewhere and I follow you, I know you, and it's like that's the beauty of Rhode Island. So if you know your local producer, John or your farmer or whatever, you're helping their business, and that's the value.
Yeah, and like I go out, we spend our money locally. It's
right,
not like
absolutely.
we're not sending it to some corporate office in Ohio or something like that. So I mean, like what I said, like you spend your money here, it's going back into our economy. It's not flying out the window somewhere else or going into some it's going to our kids' softball teams and things like that. It's everything stays local. So it's all about community. We do everything we can to support our local community. So like,
I was going to say you're very generous as well. I know you give to a lot of charities. It's kind of we share the same burden. Yeah. People say, "Hey, can you give me this?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, sure." Sean does too. Sean's the same.
I know.
Same burden. Yeah. There's a lot of people. I don't want to just single out a few of us, but we don't know how to say no. And no,
it's always been a very hard thing for me.
Yeah, no, it's true. I
always feel like if I have it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have it, I try to figure out how to do it. It's just because the more I don't know, good deeds.
Good deeds. Hopefully, you get some marketing value out of it. Obviously, we always want to hope that. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. It's too good of a community. It's too close and too good to not want to just say, yeah, sure, you can have a case of seltzer for this, or yeah, sure, you can do something with this. Yeah,
I think that's what makes us a strong community.
Absolutely,
is that people are generous.
Yes,
as much as they might be overwhelmed or burdened or not in a position to do what they're doing, they're still going to do it. It's just people are always looking to help each other. It's a very our business community, especially the food, is it's not as competitive as you might think.
Right.
I
was talking about that with Andy the other day from New York Vineyards, because he worked a lot of time in Massachusetts, and not that I don't want to say everyone in Boston is competitive and fighting, for the dollar and taking over. But definitely the restaurant and community here, and that extends throughout the whole food and beverage community here, is more camaraderie. You don't, ultimately, you don't care if someone's buying, yes, in the grand scheme of money, you have to watch what you're doing, but you don't care if someone's buying a bottle of Yacht Club or a bottle of Granny Squib.
Oh no, I love Granny Squib.
Right, exactly. We
Harvest Coffee, like Rick. Like we're doing an interview next Friday together, all three of us.
Yeah.
Like we're friends. I don't know how else to describe it. We're not competitors in any way. We see if one of us succeeds, the other one is. That means that the local progress, it's working.
Yeah.
No, we're not competitors in any way. No.
It's wonderful. And it works. It works very well there.
Well, we cross promote too.
Yes. Right.
Because we don't look at each other like that. We look at it as if one gets in, the other one has a chance to.
Yeah.
Or if I get in somewhere, it might be good if you try Granny Squib, or New Harvest has the new Snap Chill cans. It might work out well. I'm not going to get anything out of that account for saying that, but it doesn't hurt to say it.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. There's no reason you shouldn't.
No. We always we work together.
Yeah.
In any way. Like Rick was selling Granny Squib and Yacht Club soda at the wintertime market when everything shut down.
Sure. He's a great resource. He's a great guy. Yeah.
So it was just, we definitely, we just don't look at each other as competition. It's never have. It's a really, I love that group, that community. It's special. It's very hard to describe because it doesn't make much sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's cynics out there. People. I get the you're pushing your website for these, the takeout page. I looked at my. I don't. So I get Google ads on my website. Yes, I'll admit I get Google ads. I looked at
it. Millions.
I made $116 so far. My website costs me $400 and something a year to.
I know how much the website costs.
Right. So I'm like, who thinks that I'm making money off this thing? Like who, but it doesn't matter. We just, we have to. We have to help each other out. We're not alone, and it's going to hopefully, raise all tides.
Yeah, exactly. If we'll all come out better for promoting each other. We're not going to take business away from each other because we have different products. It's
exactly.
Not like, right. He's not selling soda, or it's iced tea, coffee, and soda.
Yeah, much different products.
Yeah. So we've found a way that works for us.
Well, all right. Are you ready? Are you ready for the? This is my questionnaire. I decided when I started this interview series, I pulled this questionnaire from inside the actor studio, which has its own background, and I've modified it a little. So let's have a little fun. You ready?
All right.
What is your favorite word?
Oh, Lindsay would tell you. I don't even know. I have a lot, probably. My favorite word. I'm stumped.
Oh, all right.
Really stumped.
Maybe it's Lindsay.
Maybe. Yeah, my wife. It's my favorite word.
What is your least favorite word?
Can't.
What turns you on creatively or emotionally?
The experience. The more the process. I love the process. I really do. I enjoy the creative process. from making a flavor to creating a label to a concept to the whole thing, the step by step, getting from an empty bottle to this.
Yep.
That process is everything.
Very cool. What turns you off?
Huh?
What turns you off?
You want me to go there?
Keep politics out of this.
An overbearing tax system, government, things like that. Sin taxes on my product, things. The government trying to push me out of business from the last 5, 6, 7 years. That has really soured my mood a lot. It was nice to see that it didn't come to a bill this year. That was a step in the right direction. But yeah, the endless fight with the General Assembly to stop a bill that would end my business is that turns me off.
Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, there is a strong push throughout, not just here, throughout the country to tax beverages that are at sugar. And from a health standpoint, I understand the argument, and I've been asked to support these things over the years. I always say, okay, you want to support that, you want to have some sort of oversight over Coke and Pepsi. I can't really speak to that because it's outside my realm, but you cannot affect Yacht, all these companies that are not making products is getting, buying in bulk and getting obese. And that never really goes anywhere. I mean, I like to think I help in not letting it go anywhere on a positive side.
Well, I mean, your letters and things, everything always helps. I appreciate it.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think we all have to make sure we speak out.
Yeah.
But I'm not picking a pro or negative stance, but marijuana is a great agricultural problem and can make a lot of people. Why the heck are we fighting that one?
Your mic's breaking up, David.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was I not clear in saying pot should be legal? Is that?
Oh, that's what you said? No, really, you really were breaking up right there. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm moving the paper around over my mic. Yes. But anyway, let's put that aside. Let's get back to my questions here. What is your favorite curse word?
I don't really curse that much.
No, you don't. It's true.
Yeah. I mean,
that's something you just shout out when something breaks or the machine goes down or
probably oh shit.
There you go. What sound or noise do you love?
Sound or noise that I love, huh? I love the ice cream truck. We used to have one that came around the neighborhood, and I just remember that. I love that noise.
Very nice. What sound or noise do you hate?
Car horns.
What's your favorite?
At you.
What's that?
Usually somebody yelling at you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What's your favorite ingredient? Or flavor, maybe, in your case?
My favorite flavor. I do fluctuate a lot. Right now, I'm stuck on pineapple.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a new one for me. It's not usually one of my go-tos, but I've just been drinking the hell out of that lately.
little Stoli-Doli thing going if you can.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a good mixer.
Yeah. All right. What's your least favorite ingredient?
Grape. It's just never been my thing. I drink it because I have to. But it's just one of those flavors that I do because other people love.
Yeah.
That's that, and it's been a mainstay of ours for way before I've been around. So not one that I'm going to get rid of, but anything that I introduce, I have to like.
Uh-huh.
So that's one of my. That's why you never see a cinnamon soda. No peanut butter and jelly for me.
No.
None of that stuff. So yeah, the grape is definitely my least favorite of what we do. It's just my personal preference, and it's a good seller, and people love it, and I know what it tastes like because I try it all the time. But it's not one of my things.
All right. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Engineering. I'd love to be a builder of some sort or a designer of things. I love to lay out and plan stuff. Like everything I do, I have a mechanical drawing for. Things like that. So it's just one of my loves is design and plan and things like. So yeah, some sort of engineering, architecture, or whatever. So in that realm of the world would probably be where I'd live.
Cool. What profession would you not like to do?
Teacher.
I will let my wife know.
Especially after seeing all this homeschool stuff,
Yeah.
no, I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah.
But I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the right makeup, and I God bless Lindsay for doing it.
Yeah. Right.
and your wife Brenda for doing it all year long.
Oh, geez, yeah. No, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's quite the undertaking. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah, she drinks more of this at night than this.
Yeah, yeah. I could understand.
Yeah. And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Time to rest now. Just relax, have fun, enjoy yourself.
There you go.
The rat race is over. That would be good. I would really enjoy that. Yeah, the one thing about owning a small business is the worry never goes away. So yeah, that'd be the one thing that I'd really enjoy.
Well, fantastic, sir. It's been a pleasure as always. It's always great talking with you, John.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
Yeah, it's good to
See
see
you in person sometime soon.
Definitely, absolutely true. Please, give Lindsay our best and the kids. I hope everyone's doing okay as best they can throughout all this.
Yeah, kids are going a little stir crazy, but
right. Yeah, it's tough, but
they need to let it out. It's just something we all have to do right now. Hopefully they're young enough and they'll kind of be a blip in their memory.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
We'll never forget it.
No,
but hopefully they will.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's one of those hopes I have.
All right, sir. Well, again, we wish you the best. Everyone go out there and buy some Yacht Club soda, and yachtclubsoda.com, where you can order yourself directly. And we'll talk with you soon. Take care.
Sounds good. See you, David.